Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Basic Knowledge. Today I'm going to do one of the video out of three video I'm going to do. The series is about what the process I normally do and very important to me when I paint a portrait and what I understand about what make the portrait. The portrait to me, when I'm painting the a portrait, is there three step major to create the portrait. The first step is the lines. The second is the value, and the third is the color. So those three things is create the process to make the portrait for me. So today we'll talk about the first step and first element that create the portrait for my portrait is the line. What's the line in the portrait? Painting portraits, the line is the first thing when I define the portrait. When I start painting, I work with the line. What's the line? As you see right now, this picture, as I said, click on Google from Old Master. The line is one of the way we paint. Either we paint using line, we paint using a value, or we paint using colors. Either you can use one of them or combination to create a portrait or create a painting. And the line, when you're doing with the line, we call drawing. So what the drawing doing? The drawing is the combination of bunch of line, make them and create the shapes and mimic the value using lines. Using crisscrossing, create the value, illusion of value. When you smear them, it turns into the shade, into the value. The most important for me using the line is not how I try to achieve painting because I'm trying to do the painting, not the drawing. So for me, create line is just like old master back then. They use line to identify the proportion, lay out the foundation for likeness of the object, and then later on, based on that, work on the value and continue add color on that. So let's talk about some here. The first one. Well, the first one right here, you see this portrait old man and not a portrait, but it should draw the old man. They basically all you see the line, a bunch of lines laying together, and you don't even see it. Or use the line and mimic the shape, mimic the value, just black and white. And also this one, you see, is all you see the crystal, a bunch of line right there, and from there you can identify where's the eyes, where the nose, where the shadow goes, and you can identify how the person look. Another example right here, you can see the line where the face, where the nose, how the nose goes, where the mouth, where the eyes, even you can see expression. So from the line, you can identify a lot of things there. And Omaster using the line, and I follow Omaster way is just like first identify the line, use the line, identify the feature face, and that's very important to me. There are many ways to paint the portrait, but my way to paint a portrait, I don't want a car problem for me later on. I want to identify. I start out with the most closest likeness to the character I'm going to paint. So later on, I don't have to deal with that. So that's why I start with the line. And there's many way to create that is either you can draw directly there to find out okay how big the eyes, where the location of the eyes relate to the nose, the mouth, and the face profile. And when I identify there, I just follow that, and I'm sure later on, if I look the painting and there's something is not right there, I have only two issue to look into is that the value and the color. Because I know at the beginning I already identify and knowing that the line is already correct, so I don't need to deal with. I know the location I correct, the width the eye the correct, the nose correct, the mouth correct. So it look already the person I want to paint, but right now it look doesn't look right. So I'm not looking for okay, the eyes too small, the eyes off or something. No, I know that the problem is maybe the value or maybe the color. So that's help me don't have to deal with a lot of issue later. So that have my process. Just like the old same here, the old master using this in drawing the line right there, and make sure that no matter what he going to do later on, he follow exactly there. The eyes right there, the nose right there. It's not changing. So that's the way they did back then, and the way I do it, I follow the same. Um, you might see some people paint start with the really mass with the big brush and slowly building, identify small detail later on. That's the way they do. Some people like it that way. Some people do the other way. But either way, you end up the same thing. So this is my way. I define the line. So that's one of the thing. And then after this, I go to the value, and then after that, I work the color, the same together. That we talk to another video. So that's it. To close this short video, but I want to mention that the line is very important process for me when I paint, and make sure is I paint the person correct. If you run into issue like the fade doesn't look right, something like that, first thing you should check is the line. Is that the line is where location the eye is correct, is something like that. So you might try, okay, let's start with the line first. Just like draw like this instead of make sure it's correct, and look, does it look like the person I'm gonna paint? If it look like that, check again, and when it's okay, 100% sure, then when you paint it, you follow that high. That's my tip for that. Okay, thank you so much, and let's do the second one later.